today is butter chicken, and this one is my favorite. So let's get started. So I'm first gonna push the saute button. We're gonna start heating up the pot. Then I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of olive oil, just drizzle it on the bottom. We gotta start cooking up some vegetables. So we're gonna add in 1 onion, just minced small. So while the onion's in there, we're just gonna add about, I don't know, a teaspoon or so, maybe 2 teaspoons of garlic. And then we got 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm just gonna throw in there. There we go. And then we're gonna mix this all together. So we're just gonna mix this around for about 5 minutes or so until the onions, get that lovely fragrant smell and are cooked a little bit. Okay, so once your onions are cooked pretty good, we're gonna go ahead and add about 2 pounds of chicken breast. Now I cut these up into bite-sized pieces. They're gonna cook a lot faster that way. And I really like the chicken when it's cut instead of when it's, you put the whole thing in and then you have to shred it. For this recipe, I like them in chunks. All right, so we're gonna mix this around a little bit. Get that chicken all heated up. Okay, so while that's sitting there, we're gonna go ahead and add 1 can of Hunt's tomato sauce. Okay, so if you look at the nutrition facts, there's only 4 carbs for about 1/4 of a cup, and that's all you're eating. So it really doesn't have a ton of carbs in it, so that's why we're keeping it keto friendly. All right, we're just gonna add that whole thing in. Now while this is going, we're just gonna add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then we're just gonna mix this up a little bit. So next we have something called red curry paste, and this stuff makes your dish absolutely delicious. So we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of this in there. And I am just eyeballing a little because this is my teaspoon, but it's kind of a small opening there. Nice. Okay, mix that around. So next we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of Garam masala. I don't know. However you think you pronounce this, put down in the comments for me because I'm struggling. All right, this is good stuff though. However you pronounce it, or wherever you're from, how you pronounce it, it's good. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of that. Then we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of ginger. All right, let's mix that up a little bit. I like this because as you're adding stuff, you're still on saute, so your chicken is starting to cook, which will make the pressure cook time go a lot faster. Okay, mix that in a little bit. So next we're gonna add some smoked paprika. I love smoked. That's probably one of my most favorite spices. We're gonna add about just 1/2 teaspoon of this. So we're gonna use the other side of this. Now if you haven't seen these are these magnetic teaspoons. They are my favorite because they just stick all together and they have double teaspoon on them. So I'll link those down below for you guys. I love them. All right, mixing that up. And then our last thing is we just need to add a little bit of salt. So we're just gonna put that in. So it's about a teaspoon or so of salt. I like to eyeball my salt. And if you need more after, you can go ahead and add more after. Okay, so with this recipe, if you are using a Lux that doesn't have a burn notice, you are good to go now. You can put the lid on, but because I'm using a Duo, it's going to burn on the bottom. There's just not enough liquid. So I'm gonna add about 3/4 cup of water into it just so we can have enough liquid so it will pressurize. Okay, so I'm gonna push cancel right now. We wanna stop that sauteing going on. And we're gonna add I did about a cup of water. So we need to have liquid in there. So I kind of just mix things around so it's on the bottom because we don't want to see the burn notice today. All right, we're just gonna put this to the side. Now we're ready to put the lid on and we'll get cooking. Okay, once your lid is on, we're gonna turn this little knob to sealing, not venting. Then we're gonna put the pressure cook button and go up to 7 minutes. Now once you set the timer, you can go ahead and just walk away. All right, so our butter chicken is all done. So it's been releasing on its own for about 5 minutes. That's exactly where we want it. So now we're just gonna turn the little knob to venting. Okay, now that all the pressure's out, we can open the lid. Everything's all cooked. Okay, now it's pretty liquidy because I added that water, but we didn't get the burn notice, which is good. So we're actually gonna turn it to the saute button right now. So you're gonna push cancel and then saute, and we're gonna get rid of some of that water. We're also gonna add about a half a cup of cream just because we gotta make it creamy. That's my favorite part of this dish. Nice and creamy. So we're gonna mix it up really good and then just let it saute just to get a little bit thicker. So just keep mixing, make sure you scrape the bottom as the saute is going so it doesn't burn on the bottom. And it will just take a few minutes to get rid of that extra liquid. So I would usually put this recipe over rice, but because we wanna make it keto friendly, I would put it over cauliflower rice. That stuff is my favorite. You can get some huge large bags of it at Costco or even like the little freezer ones. I don't mind the freezer ones that you stick in your microwave, but I do like it better if it is sauteed on the stovetop or something like that. It makes it taste a little bit better. So cauliflower rice and then your buttered chicken, and it's a perfect keto recipe. All right, so once you're done, I just like to put a little bit of cilantro on top, making it taste amazing. And there you go, simple, easy keto recipes. Now, if you want more easy recipes, make sure to watch that video right there, and I will see you guys next week.